Good evening and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Denzomus, and you're welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you are new, on this channel I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse, I talk about spirituality, and I talk about personal and self-growth. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us a like, share the video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. I would like to applaud a subscriber who sent in a question. Very important and very sensitive question. And I would like you guys to take a moment to look at what the question was all about. So I've always told you guys in my videos that narcissism is demonic. When you meet with a narcissist, you're going to experience that version of a person that you've never thought existed in this universe per se. You're going to see narcissists go an extra length to destroy other individuals. So the narcissist is embodying various types of spirits. We can talk about the spirits of destruction, spirit of lust, spirits of betrayal, spirits of lying, they are embodying an enormous amount of spirits, various types of spirits within them. It's the reason why you see when you get engaged with a narcissist, you're also at some point going to embody that similar amount of energy. So they are also going to infect you with these different spirits, which is the reason why you see a lot of times people who are involved with narcissists, they end up suffering various kinds of addictions. So when you're with the narcissist, you may find them sometimes they're addicts. They could be drug addicts, they could be sex addicts, they could be alcoholics. Most of the times when you're involved with them, usually you're going to embody those similar types of spirits. But you see, what you're supposed to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is that these demons, they are only using the narcissist for a certain for a certain period of time. I've told you guys continuously in my videos, the narcissist is simply the vessel. So the narcissist is the vessel. These spirits, these demons, they just need a vessel to carry out their purposes on other individuals, which purposes we all know are all about destruction. And even sometimes worst case scenarios, those individuals, they are aiming to take your lives. But you see, as the time goes on, the narcissists may have done these things at an early age, when they were younger, so somehow they took a wrong turn in their own lives. Something may have happened. It could have been trauma associated, or it could have been something whereby those individuals, they have adopted their own narcissism from their own parents. You know what I mean? So sometimes you will see them at a young age. They are fully into action. They are very energetic. They are doing all these kind of things, these kind of patterns. They are destroying each and everything that comes along their way. Each and everything the narcissist will touch, it will be destroyed. So that's why you see a lot of times the narcissist will crumble your finances. If you've been a person who is wealthy or things like that, you will see the narcissist. They'll mess up with your finances. They'll mess up with your health. Sometimes they'll try to poison your food. They'll abuse you, manipulate, gaslight, blame shift. We can talk about a lot of things that are involved with the narcissist. But you see, as a narcissist is young, when they are young, they still have a good amount of energy to persecute their missions. So they are doing this with a lot of energy. But you see, a time comes whereby the narcissist starts growing older. You know what I mean? So as the narcissist grows older, they no longer have that amount of energy that they used to have many years ago that they would use to destroy a lot of individuals. So that's why I've told you guys in my videos that the narcissist is in this kind of a web. So they're in this kind of a bubble. There's some kind of a pattern that they're following. It does no matter what they do, they can never get out of that pattern. So for them, it's like when they're done with one victim, they're going to rush off to the next victim. So they're always on the lookout for victims. By this, what I mean is like they're always looking out for new potential sources of supply. So they will jump from victim to victim. They will destroy one. One is done. They're going to run off and move to the next one. That pattern will begin anew, again, afresh. After that one, there will be the next one. So you're always going to look back and realize that those individuals, they have got a very long range, a very long list of victims behind them. So they have got a lot of destruction along the way. But you can understand something, ladies and gentlemen. The narcissist is being used as a vessel. So it does not matter what they do to change. They may change for a day, they may change for 2 days. They may even sometimes show you that they have changed for 3 days or even sometime a week. But you're going to notice that they're actually coming back to that similar pattern in their lives. So the destruction is going to continue for as long as it takes until the narcissist is going to reach a certain age whereby they are growing older. They're becoming more vulnerable. Sometimes they are sick. They've been hospitalized. They have got different types of diseases. Sometimes they are weak. A lot of stuff has happened along their journey, because I can guarantee you, sometimes when you're breaking other people, you can also guarantee, best believe, that destruction is also going to somehow come back to you. So most of the times they have also been destroyed along their journey. But you see, the problem is, I've told you guys in my videos, do not worry, do not pay much attention, and do not give too much concern of the narcissist as the vessel. You should be much more concerned about the demonic activity that is going on behind the scenes. So the demonic activity which is going on behind the scenes is those things that you cannot see. You may look at them as normal individuals, but those individuals, I can guarantee you, behind the scenes, on a very spiritual level, they are embodying an enormous amount of spirits. And we're talking about evil spirits. Now, a time comes when they are vulnerable, sometimes they are sick, they are ill, they no longer have the power, they no longer have that vigor, they no longer have the looks, maybe they no longer have the money. So that some of the times their finances have already crumbled. Some of them have gone homeless. Some of them have run off to shelters. Some of them have been hospitalized. So as they grow older, the problems also become very obvious. So that's the reason why you see at that point in time, they are very, very desperate for supply. But at the same time, they know that they cannot get that supply the same way that they used to get it earlier on in their journey. So that is exactly when everything starts to turn around for the narcissist. The reason why things turn around for the narcissist, that is because now the demons that are using them, they are noticing those individuals are no longer capable of harvesting that degree of fuel or an amount of a certain degree or a certain amount of energy like they used to do before. Because I've told you guys always in my videos, the narcissists, they're energy vampires. So their only mission is to harvest as much energy as they can from various sources around the world. Anyway that comes along their way, whatever it is they're taking from you, they're harvesting your energy on a daily basis. And we're talking about harvesting energy. I know what I'm talking about, guys, because I've already told you, I've also been involved with the spiritual narcissist. So this is what made me understand the way these individuals harvest your energy. I've already done the video about that. You guys can go in my videos. You can check and look out for the video that I called How the Narcissist Harvests Your Energy. So they are no longer harvesting that energy that they used to do before. They are weaker, they are vulnerable, they are sick. Most of the times they have lost their looks. They have lost all the muscles that they used to have before. So they are very vulnerable. They are in a very vulnerable state, and they can no longer harvest that same energy that they used to do before. So what happens now? That is when the demon now starts to turn against the narcissist, because now at that point in time, they're no longer of use. They have been used all these years, all their lives, but at that point in time, when they start getting older, they are no longer needed. Their services are no longer needed. So what is it? What is exactly happening is that now those demons, they start to feed off of the narcissist. That's why you see a lot of narcissists, they are going to go into very, very terrible states. It's the moment whereby they're going to lose. It looks as if the narcissist is going to be abandoned by their own demons. So when they start to get abandoned, that's when they start to lose a lot of stuff. They start to lose money, their health. A lot of times they can even lose their life. Most of the times it is really going very bad with the narcissist. So at the end of their life, most of the times you will notice that the narcissist is suffering 100 times more. They are going through a lot of torture because the demons they have always been serving behind the scenes, they have abandoned them because why? Those individuals that they are no longer capable, are no longer in position to harvest that same amount of energy that they used to do before. So that's when you see they always turn to the narcissist. Now they are going to turn against the narcissist. And they are going to start destroying the narcissist. I've told you guys in my videos, the narcissist is going to self-destruct. It does not matter what type of narcissist it is. And the guys, I can also tell you, I can also make you aware that sometimes when you're with those individuals at a later stage in time, when they grow older, you know, when they have lived their life, they have done all these kind of things to people, and they're living their life. When they grow older, you are going to see exactly those demons for who they are. You are going to see those demons manifest in the narcissist. You are going to see the narcissist going into that rage you've never seen before. You are going to see them sometime, even physically, visually manifesting. Those demons are going to start manifesting through the narcissist. Because at that moment in time, they're no longer able to cover their faces with the mask. They're no longer able to hide themselves behind the curtains. At that moment, they're exposed. So whatever it is has been going on behind the scenes, it is now starting to get exposed visually, and sometimes within the people around them. They're going to start to see them for who they are. That is because those demons are starting to abandon the narcissist, and they're now starting to expose those narcissists. So that's the reason why you see a lot of times people have told you the narcissist will start to get exposed very easily and quicker in their old age, because all the masks that they used to wear, they have all fallen off. Anything small they do, they just expose themselves. It does not matter what they do. They can try to hide. They try to fight with this, but they cannot fight it because at that moment in time, they have lost the vigor that they used to have before. And now, each and everything they do in their lives, it is simply exposing them to the people around them. And guys are starting to see them for the truth. For the very first time, they are starting to see behind the mask, and they are starting to see them for who they really are. So that question was very sensitive, because in a way that the demon will now overturn at a certain point in time later on in their journey. It will now overturn, and it will start destroying the narcissists themselves. So it will start to take over their lives, and it will start to feed off the narcissists themselves. And I can guarantee you guys that is very dangerous and very, very difficult for the narcissists themselves as well. So the demon is going to turn against them and is going to start crushing them and destroying them personally and physically. So you guys might have had a narcissistic parent, or a partner, or a wife, or whatever, husband, or something like that. And at a later stage in time, you're noticing those individuals that are going through a significant amount of pain. That pain you've never seen before. So that's why you see a lot of times people are running back to help them. You know, maybe it was your father. You see them sometimes they've been hospitalized. They are sick. They are very weak. They cannot even sometimes get out of their own beds. Is when you see a lot of times people are going back. Sometimes they are thinking like it's too much for their parents, or sometimes it's too much for their partner. So sometimes people are going back to help them because they notice those individuals, they are suffering. They are going through a significant amount of pain and suffering and torture. They are now starting to pay for those things that they've always done to people. So when we're talking about these kind of things, destruction, whereby the demon now starts to destroy the narcissists themselves, we're talking about that period whereby the narcissist is going to start receiving their karma. A lot of the narcissists, they will always receive karma if they have not done that in their early ages. They will usually receive very heavy karma towards the end of their lives. It is going to become very obvious. The narcissist is going to sleep. They will no longer get that supply they used to get. Maybe it was a woman back in the days, they were pretty and things like that. It was a very handsome man. At that age, they're very vulnerable. They're looking weaker. They can no longer go out and fish for supply the same way they used to. So that's when now the demons start, because the demon is demanding for energy. Those demons that are controlling the narcissist, they are demanding for energy, and they are using the narcissist as a point of contact for them to get that energy and fish for energy from many individuals around the world. But at some point in time, it's not possible. They no longer have the power. They no longer have the money. They no longer have the vigor that they used to. So now, at this point in time, there's no energy to get all around the world and around them. So that's why you see those demons will start to turn against them, and they're going to destroy the narcissist. That is where you see the narcissist, they're going to receive that karma that you've never seen before. It is when the narcissist is going to start to reflect on the things that they've always done to people, all the lives they have taken along their journey, the people they have destroyed. That's why you see a lot of them, they are going to start to remember. They'll remember for the very first time in their entire lives. They'll remember the amount of damage they've always done to people along their journey. At that point in time, they can never ever turn back the hands of time, because now the demon now is starting to destroy the vessel themselves. So I can guarantee you guys in this video that destruction is a must. They're going to be destroyed. The only thing you can never do for yourself, you can just look back and forgive yourself. You forgive yourself for having been involved with those individuals. Don't forgive them for them. Don't forgive the narcissist for them. Forgive yourself for having been involved in those kind of entanglements. But at the end of the day, when you have left, you can only look back and let things go and move on with your life and let everything take care of itself, because it does not matter what they do. It does not matter what they do. It doesn't matter how far they run. It doesn't matter how hard they try. Those demons that are using them behind the scenes, they're going to now start to feed off the narcissists themselves, and they're going to destroy them and bring them first flat on the ground. In worst case scenario, those guys may even sometimes pop up dead. You may just wake up one time and they just tell you that, oh, your father died in their own bed in the night, or somebody has died in the hospital, things like that, or they've got an accident or stuff like that. Because at that point in time, now they are facing their own actions. They are facing their own karma for the damage and the torture and the suffering and pain they have put on so many individuals around the world. So that's why it gets real dangerous, and it's where it gets real for the narcissist. So they cannot turn back the hands of time. They no longer have power to change things and to go back initially to the beginning point where they took that decision to serve the devil. So of course you guys already know, you can always book a session with me, guys, if you want to. If you would like to donate to support to this channel, all the links you need, you will find them in the description section below. Until then, let us know what you think by leaving us a comment down there in the section below. And I'll catch you in my next video, guys. There's more signing out. Peace.